So, you have a teenager. You think you're cool enough for them. You think you got it all figured out. Well, think again. In this video, I will share with you our experience, ako og sa akong anak, and give you an honest review on Lilo Lily's bow and arrow workshop. Oh, you think you still don't need it? Stick with me until the end of this video to find out why you do. Kamusta? Ako si Mavic. Welcome back to my channel where I share with you tips, reviews, and our experiences, basically balancing working from home and homeschooling and everything in between. Kung ganahan mo mga topics ngayon ani, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. What is Bow and Arrow? Bow and Arrow is a one-day webinar workshop where parent and child 10 to 21 years old get to talk about their relationship. It is conducted by Lilo Lily Incorporated, a consulting firm for human resource, organization development, executive search, and family life and child development. How did I come to know about Bow and Arrow? One of Cebu's pioneer homeschooling parents and now our family friend, Mommy Jenny and Daddy Neil, who are also the facilitators, shared through their Facebook page that they're conducting a family workshop, like a team building but not for teams, instead for parent and child. Of course, I was hesitant because I have the impression that I don't need that. I talk to my kids all the time. I homeschool them. How did I end up eventually joining the Bow and Arrow? To explain it better, let's go back in time. When I was a teenager, my parents did not know me in a personal level. They pegged me as a stereotypical teen, reckless, irresponsible. They don't know what are the things that I like or dislike. For example, when I go home late, they would assume the worst. That I was out slacking, when in fact I was just in my friend's house doing dance practice because I'm part of a dance group. And when I was in college, I'd get home late because I was out rocking it at the gym, doing nothing else but climbing. Dili na ko sila maingnan about the things that I was passionate about because my parents were old school, as in World War II old. Everyone thought that they were old enough to be my lolo and lola na because they got married really late na. They didn't want me to join or enroll in non-academic activities. The only extracurricular nga gipaapil ko was swimming in YMCA because they consider it as a life skill. When I was a kid, I wanted to join a lot of things. Feeling ganin ako ADHD ko pero wala lang ma-diagnose. I wanted to learn karate, gymnastics, even Hawaiian dance. Even joining the choir was a no-no. So, I kept it a secret. They only knew that I was already in a choir pag-attend nila of First Friday Mass sa Redemptorist Church. Nakita na nila nga naan ako sa atubangan, nagkanta. I kind of understand where this hesitation comes from because my parents, especially my dad, experienced World War II during his childhood. So dancing, samot na climbing, is irrelevant and nonsense. And now as a parent, I know that we are different sa atong mga kids, just like we are different from our parents. Although na ay mga values na ma-pick up nato from our parents, we still have a different outlook in life. I am not blaming my parents because they don't know any better. Walay school or course on how to be a perfect parent. We are just winging it as we go. That we are living in a different time and circumstances. So, different sad ang atong approach sa atong mga kids. Although, mas nindot ang relationship namo sa akong mga anak compared to my relationship sa akong parents because the only time nga mag-talk me is when gikasab-an ako followed by some corporal punishment. My kids experience differently from us. Naka-experience ang mga bata og corporal punishment once when they were still young But ang ending, ako ang naghilak. So, we had to change our strategy. The punishment that the kids get are real-life consequences. This made the kids more disciplined without lifting a bunal, a bakos, or chinilas. But I still feel that ako arang voice ang kanunay madungog and ag masunod. And mas na-feel na nako ni karon nga teenagers na sila. I feel that there are things that they are holding back because they are scared of sharing those things to us. Parents might not approve or it might be held against them in the future. So I approached Mommy Jenny and expressed my interest in joining the bow and arrow. I wanted to ask help, or I wanted help from people who are already expert in conducting these sort of stuff. I was also thinking that wala man tingali mawala na mo if mo try me. Instead, it will be a gain for us. Successful or not, it will be an experience where we can talk about it in the future. And so, pag February 8, 2020, we signed up for the bow and arrow. It was pre-pandemic, so it was not a webinar. It was held in Betania Retreat House. And it was some sort of my advance birthday gift to Zach. It lasted from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with lunch and snack breaks. What did we do during the bow and arrow workshop? We basically followed the modules carefully prepared by the Little Lily team, which consists of fun activities. And Zach was intrigued actually because he was into archery. So he wondered, unsa maning bow and arrow? One of the activities was we had to write the things that you think your child is good at and what you think he wants to become in the future. This was a proof that I'm somewhat in sync with him since we wrote the same thing. Then there was an activity that we literally had to use a toy bow and arrow to shoot our targets in a form of a cup with our goals written on it. Zach, of course, enjoyed this part. Part of the module also explained the significance of the bow and arrow to a parent and the child. It made a lot of sense and made the workshop more beneficial. So, what is the child's initial reaction and their take on the whole experience? Akong gipangutana actually si Zach, and he initially said that it was weird at first to be talking to me in that kind of level because he was very used to just talking to me about projects and chores, being able to share with me his secrets, and he was able to learn secrets from me too. It was, for him, it was nice daw. My guess, because we used to be teenagers too, we are afraid of telling our parents our secrets because it might be held against us someday. No, if the kids share something with you, murag mahadlok sila nga basig kasab-an sila later on. Which is what the other children said also in the workshop at first, initially. It was easier for them to share secrets with their friends but not with their parents kay tungod lagi ng hesitation, which is I think is sad because we as parents should be our kids' safety net. Our friends will come and go, but si mama and papa will always be there for you, aside from God, of course. The modules really beautiful. It was carefully crafted that the whole experience or the whole workshop was non-threatening, and it was indeed an intimate, life-changing session. You are not talking to mom or dad, or you're not talking to your child. You're talking to a flawed, sensitive human being. You're talking to a friend who wants to grow and improve with you. Why I recommend it? Because again, we were not briefed to be how to be a perfect parent. We may have picked up a thing or two from our parents, but we were not really taught on how to talk our kids properly. What we thought we are currently doing is already enough. But again, we are different from our kids. That's why I think workshops like this are very beneficial. We can still improve the process in communicating to our next generation and to seal away the gap between parent and child. I may always be at home with them, but talking to them once in a while I discovered was not enough. I learned through this workshop that there is a process on how to do it and proper steps on how to let your kid open up to you. That is why I think every parent, and I mean every parent, whether they are confident already that they know their kid or not, should try this workshop at least once in their lifetime. What I learned before was I was just a parent in authority, talking to my offspring, giving instructions, telling them what to do, what not to do. But with this workshop, I learned my role as a parent, as appointed by God, listening to my child as a friend, trying to go to his level and meeting halfway. But wait, there's more. It doesn't just end there. After this workshop, you thought that perfect mother and child tandem na me. No, it's a process. And consistency is the key, as it ever was. So for you to continue your sessions at home, Lilo Lily Incorporated would actually give you the Huddle booklet for free after the session. And they will teach you how to use it. It is basically a guide on how to continue the conversations. I call it Date with your child every week. How to join and how much? To know more about Lilo Lily's Bow and Arrow Workshop, please visit their website and their Facebook page. I'll be writing down all the links in the description area. So, you're a cool parent. You think you figured it all out. Or you think you need Lilo Lily's Bow and Arrow Workshop for a much needed retreat with your child. Let me know in the comments below. And if you get value from this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I have new videos every week. Sa pagkakaroon, diri lang una ta. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!